righty. Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Boy, boy. How was you guys' weekend? Mine was, I guess, eventful. Let me just check one thing here.
A lot of times my there's a lot of times my truck Bluetooth overrides, and then I'll get the messages. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Yesterday, how about? Can you hear me now, Mike? You had I had no audio before because I think my truck thing took over. That's probably why you didn't hear me. Yeah, one or a thumbs up if you hear me. I just checked the settings. Checking one time before I start driving. Testing 1, 2, Bluetooth audio is working. Yeah, this is my morning when I restream, be getting the brother. I'm still trying to figure out restream. But oh shit! I got to lift the legs. Oh boy, sneakerdoodle. Excuse me. It's like dragging. I'm like, oh, I forgot to lift the landing gear. Oh boy. Well, nobody said I was a super trucker. But they have for sure. Nobody. Hey, I'm not one of them guys that come on here and act like I know what I'm doing. I'm just on here surviving. That's all I'm doing, brother. That's all I am doing. All right, let's get out of this spot without tearing stuff up. That'd be a good thing, don't you think? Yeah. Now, that trailer right there, I dropped off and I strapped the paperwork to a plastic bag and someone took it off. I hope that's the one that's gonna get the load. You know what I mean? They're gonna be coming to me. What happened? What happened? Uh, oh, Urban's in the house. Urban's in the house. I made my coffee a little bit different this morning. I had some uh, it's a finer grade of coffee, but it's finer, but it's cheaper. It's like a donut style coffee, yada yada. I like that because it's smooth, it's not sour. But I mixed some of the um, lion's mane mushroom powder, and then I poured it in and did it that way. So I still got my mushroom coffee, but I still got that. And what I'm gonna do afterwards, I'm gonna have some of the my beetroot powder and take all of my vitamins. But I'm gonna wait till I get closer to the shipper. I'm leaving a little early, and the reason behind that is because last time I wasn't gonna rush and have y'all while I'm live. There's there's a spot I went to. If I get lost, I'm gonna have to use the GPS. Then it gets knocked out and so forth and so on. So um, I'm going to just talk with y'all till I get to the shipper, park there, and then at 7 o'clock go get the load. You know what I mean? To make it less stressful for me, especially because I ain't getting paid. And if I get paid, it'll probably be like 20 cents. Hello. Oh my God. Empty. Empty. This is what I go through in the morning. In the morning. I set myself up for. I was missing a certain type of sauces that I grew up with. They only make it in the north. It's a weird type of sausage. It's the same sausage, but it's kind of a weird looking type of thing. But it's a breakfast sausage. It's really kind of sort of expensive. And I ordered some that I see I can pick it up from Amazon. And I'm cooking up two pieces right now to enjoy for breakfast or breakfast snack or so forth. But we're getting down to something that have been fighting with all of my adult life, all of my childhood life, being a overweight person. Um, I've found, thank God that I have found enjoyment in the keto diet, and even halfway doing it, even doing it half AZZ, you still can produce results. And it's so funny because of my situation. Because of my situation, I didn't realize I'm doing intermittent fasting also. And what do you mean by that? Because when I used to eat, when I first started driving, I used to eat all day long. And what does that make you do? When you got all that carbohydrates and all that stuff, and it gives you the vapors. But the vapor, you want to go to sleep because your body is on overtime. Your body's going overtime to digest that food, and it's making you extremely tired. So I'm driving an 18 wheeler. I don't want to be extremely tired. So I try to limit myself to eating once a day. And a lot of times that's what I do. So guess what I'm doing? I'm intermittent fasting because I don't want to get tired and fall asleep. I don't, I've always had acid reflux. So, when I eat, I get tired of the acid stomach, so forth and so on. So, literally, I didn't realize that I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm intermittent fasting, and I'm doing a low carb diet. Even when I do, the urine test for the ketones, it's very light, but it's a trace. So it's telling me even when if I'm not going full tilt boogie, I'm actually losing weight. I think my wife, and I'm not saying she's getting nervous that I'm losing weight, and she thinks I'm going to be like these other people. She thinks I'm some superstar, which I'm not. Let's be honest with it. I'm sorry about that, Urban. Sorry. Um, but I'll see if I can speak up. She thinks, I don't know. I'm not gonna put this in her mouth. I'm assuming. I'm assuming that. Hold on, guys. Let me check settings. Audio. Nope. Not that one. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay. All right. Well. Shit. 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 I'm looking at the settings and didn't see the stop traffic. All right, well, scoot, guys, scoot the audio. Ooh, that was a wake up call. Ooh, Lord. But back to what I was saying, and I'm not putting any words in her mouth, but this is what I'm thinking. She thinks like, you always hear those stories of people losing weight and then thinking they're better, and they try to move on to better pastures. But I'm not that person. This woman that I'm with saved me. I wouldn't be walking if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't be wanting to lose weight if it wasn't for her. Because I want her to look at me the way she looks at me now. I want her to want me the way she wants me now. I want her to want me even more. So I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going full tilt boogie with this, but I am, my carbs are low. Uh, I'm not, you know, dealing with the aftermath of you know, I'm dealing with it, but not as bad because I'm starting to take the mushroom coffee, the beetroot juice powder, the dandelion tea, all of these, the vitamin D that takes the vitamin D. They say the vitamin D takes away your sugar cravings. I haven't had a real sugar craving. Once in a while, I'll have a salt craving, so I'll crave potato chips or I really have pretzels, um, peanut butter cravings. But I'm doing this one because I want to get off of these stupid medications. I'm doing this because I I want to be around. This last 10 years has been the best 10 years of my life, and I don't want to freaking die prematurely by being a fat behind and having a heart attack or having them lop something off because I can't keep my sugar under control. You see what I'm saying? I finally, and I put my foot down, and normally I don't. She was like, I like it, when big. You like people big, but I don't like being big. I don't like having man boobs. So I'm going to keep on going the best I can. And the fear that I have is is going back the other way. I'm finally back to the weight that I lost on the first initial weight loss journey, which is I checked this weekend. It was 233, and when I originally started, I was over 300 pounds, out of breath, feet hurt. Like right now, I laugh, but I want circulation in my feet because I sit all the time. I call them the old man socks, but I'm wearing these things. But I still have a fear of going back the other way. My wife said she mentioned it in an argument that I'm starving myself. She don't even know. That's far from it. I ain't starving myself for nobody. But when you follow this specific lifestyle, man, I remember one time I had let me get give me an extra order of bacon and make that two more orders of bacon. I had a whole tray full of nothing but bacon. I ate the whole freaking thing and still lost weight. Well, that's not good for you. That's that bull crap that you guys aspire to because you've been played. But me doing this, it's taking my high cholesterol levels down to normal levels, down to normal levels. So somebody's lying. But see, here's the deal. And and Charles has said this years ago, but I never forgot it. He said, "Look, man, you got to give yourself as much time as it took you to screw yourself up. You got to give yourself exactly the same amount of time for you to fix yourself." And a lot of times when I drastically lost weight, I was thinking I'm super ninja and I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want, and do this and have this and do that, and then 2 weeks later, I done gained about 20 pounds. Well, now I'm on a different mindset. That no, everything will not be going back the old way. Everything will not. I will not be turning back, but I got to keep pushing forward. And when I make a mistake, I'm not going to beat myself into oblivion. Us overeaters, overweight people, and people that eat a lot and fat. I'm just gonna say us fat folks. We beat ourselves up more than anybody else in the world. Oh God, I'm never. Like I said, there was a light skinned sister in the doing the mukbang. I mean, she's morbidly obese, but she was doing her thing, and I felt it. I felt it, and I was like, I hope she see one day. Because there's no, I'm sorry, it's my opinion. There's no healthy overweight person. You're jacking the inevitable. Because I remember I was reading a Reddit story, and this guy he still wouldn't take accountability. He blamed even in the end he still blamed his parents. But you're the one putting this food in your mouth. And guys, I say this with all due respect and all love. I am not perfect. But their parents sent him to a fat camp. He refused. He was acting like he was Nelson Mandela. I'm not going to participate or whatever. And they finally sent him home, gave the parents the money back, and he just kept on doing what he was doing, and he gradually had more and more weight. I think he was over like 100 pounds. He gained like 50 pounds, and then wound up having as a teenager had a heart attack. Had a freaking heart attack as a teenager. You don't realize your surroundings mess your head up. Your lifestyle mess your head up. I remember when I was a kid, two other fat girls would call me fat, and it hurt my feelings. You the pot calling the kettle back, big back, but it still hurt. I know it doesn't sound crazy, but it still hurt. There's a eastbound and down. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But I say this with love. If someone's listening and in the background, and look, just start small. Start small. You can have cheat days. Yesterday was mine. I had a waffle. We went to the Waffle House. I had a hash brown with every freaking thing on it. Smothered, buzzing, covered, chunked, and whatever, everything but gravy. I had everything on it. And I enjoyed it because I checked my weight. I was 233. I said, well, I had hash brown. I'm happy hash brown. I had the waffle, but I just ate I wanted to remember what a waffle tastes like. I ate half the waffle and on a quarter of it, put a little bit of syrup. Because I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm normal now and superhuman. No, I'm not. But I'm keeping my eye on the prize. I'm going to figure this out and find out where I can live. My wife is mad that I'm trying to get down to 220. 220 is what I was when I got out of when I was in the Navy. That's where I was. She thinks and I said I'm gonna be a crackhead. No, I'm not. I'm never gonna be. I'm never gonna be that skinny. Gaining, and if I need to gain weight, just give me a few days. That's as easy as freaking whatever. But I'm going to get down to 220. Then I'm going to start working on my muscle mass. I'm going to start doing push-ups. I'm going to start doing sit-ups. I'm going to wait at least 2 or 3 more months. I'm going to start doing sit-ups. And I'm going to start making myself into a better person for me and then for everybody else that's going to see the difference. But guess what? In the back of my head, I said, I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take it to Goodwill or somewhere. I got a whole bin of clothes that I had when I was pushing 300 plus. They're in the attic. I have not gotten rid of them. And I'm afraid that if I get rid of them, I'm going to be that person again. I know. But I'm afraid. And I'm the kind of person I got to work on one thing at a time. But eventually when I get some money and all these bills paid off, I'll at least try to do some either online counseling or video counseling or something like that because I'm on the road all the time. You know what I mean? Because I want to address this. I want to address the fact, but now that things are going good, I don't want to be out of shape. I don't want to be overweight. I want to be in some form of shape that I can go chase him when Charles calls me and says, "Hey, you want to do this?" Like right now, he done sent me a thing about skydiving. I want to do it. I might have to put a diaper on to do it, but I want to go skydiving. I want to do it. I'm gonna be terrified to death, but I want to do it. And we gonna see. We gonna figure it out. But see, I want to be in a little bit more shape. When I went up, I went down to that water slide. I was picking up speed and almost going, almost going. What's that word they call it? I was going so fast, probably because I was overweight, going so daggone fast. I want to be able to stand up more. I want to be able to walk. Here's the crazy thing. We went walking this weekend, and it's a farm. I was looking like I seen a video. In the video, this one little shack. I'm like, wondering, was that where y'all kept the slaves? It's SOB. Well, we went walking down this farm, and normally my feet start hurting real quick. Could it be that I'm losing weight and my feet are not hurting as much because of the weight? You see what I'm saying? And again, I'm not going full tilt boogie because when you go full tilt boogie, you lose it too so quickly. You know, I, I'm that's why I think I'm gonna gain it back really quick. So right now, like I said, I have my cheat day, and I was all excited. And she like a black ninja. We did one lap, and then I said, "Well, I'm going the other way." She turned around, and if she was following me, I didn't even realize it. Came right up on me, scared the bejesus out of me. I'm like, "Oh man!" But see, this is what I'm saying. I never had a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I never had a purpose, but now I do, and that purpose is trying to find healthier alternatives, healthier reasons, to live this life that I'm living. It breaks my heart that low carb bread. I even paid, I think like $25 for a loaf of this bread because before it got known over here, the low carb bread, the only place you could find it was in Oregon. It's low carb bread. Then everybody else stuff. Turns out it's not low carb. And we would laugh as it tastes too good to be low carb. But they're putting something in it. They're actually putting something in all the breads. Because remember Wonder Bread? Remember when you buy a loaf of bread and if you didn't use it up by the end of the week, fungus was going on it? You notice that don't happen to bread no more? What poison are they putting in our breads to make it last longer? And I heard from one guy says, the apples that you eat are probably about a year old. Lord have mercy. We worried about listeria and all this stuff on the vegetables and plants. I believe that's coming from a lot of these farms or whatever have been overridden with feral hogs. And them hogs are coming in there eating. Like they have this thing where you could go hunting. Farmers pay people to go hunt and get these hogs because they will be tearing down, and you know what they're doing in there. They eating the stuff and dropping their whatever and their urine and everything else, and it's getting on the vegetables and stuff like that. I think that's what's happening. I don't know, um, you know, but it's just I'm just thinking about that. But back to talking about this weight. Um, this is a hard life to live out here, guys. You can't have all the fruits and vegetables. You can't have this. You can't do. You can do it, but it's a lot of work. You can cook out here, but you got to kill it. You got to clean it up. It's a lot of work. So I look for prepared stuff and leftovers. I got a ton of leftovers. I got a ton of leftovers that I got um, that I brought out here, and I'm just tickled pink. But that's awesome something. Not really. Okay, I ain't gonna munch on you guys here. I just wanted to taste it. Out here the air fryer, boy. That's a god. That's been a godsend. God, blessing. But the more that I look for, um, the more that when I look at the ingredients on the label, the carbs, the sugar, and I'll make the choice: do I want it or not? Can I deal with this or not? It's like everything I'm looking at now. I'm looking at the back. I'm looking at the label. I'm looking at what's in there. I'm looking at, is this going to be okay for me? Something as simple as that has made the change in my life. Good morning, Ken. The change in my life, the uplifting in my life, and the enjoyment of what makes me happy. I was home for 34, force 34, 34 reception. I went home and was working in the yard, and I broke out. I don't, you know what? I ain't like these other ones. I don't give a flip. I broke out the Hirschsprung and started mowing. And what I did was, on the edge, I just mowed it right out into the street. Didn't even care the leaves, and then turned around and forced all the leaves around my tree and raised the deck so that I didn't mess with some of the sod that I laid. The newest sod looks like it's going to come back. And why I say that, because it turned the color that normally it would be when it goes dormant. And that whole set went dormant. Um, I dropped. I'm I dropped all kind of seed in the yard, but I just dropped it on the areas of the sod that I got. And I wish I would have grabbed that other side because I got tired. I remember I told you that dead sod, but there was one that was a little bit better, which actually came back and now it's dormant. So I'm not gonna get no more sod this year. I'm gonna wait till the season starts up again, and then I'm gonna start looking for that certain color in the sod and get the deals that way. And then I'm gonna continue to build my lawn and continue to do what I enjoy. But there was a type of zoysia. It's a different type. I got like 3 different types of zoysia in the yard right now. I got so many different types of grass. But this I got it at a discount. But if I can strengthen, because the perennial rye and the Kentucky bluegrass, come June, it's gonna die off. It's gonna be dead. Every year, I've done this every year, so I know. So I don't need to spray nothing. It's going to die off regardless. It's not going to last. So I'm putting the zoysia seed in between all of that. If that zoysia comes up in the spring, I'm going to be good because I'm going to put some more. I'm going to put the Xenium zoysia seed down there in the spring. So I'm going to have all these different types of seed, and whatever comes up is going to come up. But again, the zoysia seed takes forever. The zoysia seed takes forever to germinate. It takes forever. So I need something green there until it germinates. And hopefully, again, I say it again, that sod, the roots is going to come back. If it comes back, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to lose my mind. But I've got so many experiments with the front and in the back that I'm good with it. But trying to do this stuff at a discounted pace. I think I'm gonna call that text the horse lady, see if I can at least get a yard of the horse manure, and I'm gonna start filling up this one spot on my lawn, and then throw some seed down there, and put some hay down there, but I'm gonna spread it out. Do that when I come home in January. That's I'm gonna do that when I come home in January, and I'm gonna start filling that area in. Or I might take 4 days off and have a dump truck just dump it on my front lawn, 18 tons, and move it by hand like I did that one time. But you look at it, it was a workout, but it was what was needed. But I'm gonna wait. But I've got a book that I'm gonna write in. I just bought it. Things I want to do in 2025 and things I need to do in 2025. And then I'm gonna write things I can afford to do and things I can't afford to do but want to do. And see where if any of them coincide with each other. You see what I'm saying? See if any of them coincide with each other. Because right now I need to start being more responsible. But see, this is the stuff. This is where I get my workout. This is where I get my enjoyment. This is where I smile. This is where I find the you know the this is where I find my enjoyment. But I have to figure it out at a discounted rate. That's what I'm gonna start doing, and I'm gonna start putting that on my second channel. I think I'm gonna change the name to Ghetto Lawn Care or uh, uh, Ghetto Fabulous, Ghetto Fabulous Lawn Care or something crazy like that. A lawn care at a discount or something, and try to find different ways of uh, you know doing it without wasting. And I'm gonna look into getting some red creeping fescue. That stuff goes really good in shaded areas. But and it came up, but I didn't water that area, so I got it's so much that you got to do, and so much you got to keep up with. It's just crazy. But see, again, it goes back to if I can't do the work in my yard like I want to do, being overweight. And what I was doing, and I've cut back drastically. Guys, I was drinking like a 12 pack, 6 pack, every day to kill the pain in my feet. Yeah, and this wasn't cool either. Well, a six pack of low carb beer. I was drinking enough of them to make it a regular beer, and I wake up after I'm done, and my feet were swollen, and all. It was a bad thing. But now that I'm losing the weight, it doesn't hurt as much, and then I take it easy. Say, okay, let me sit down. I'll sit down and do it, make it short or whatever. I'll relax in between, and I don't go overboard. I don't go overboard. I don't go overboard. And here's the funny thing: Charles bought me a gallon of moonshine. Well, guess what? That moonshine is actually kind of low carb. But I mixed that with zero sugar. I have a few drinks, and I'm relaxing and having my fun, and not going nowhere, not doing nothing illegal, but having my fun in the yard and cleaning up and doing stuff. And I'm waking up not in pain, not whatever. And the wife answered, "Let's go walking." Yes, dear, I'm going walking. I'm getting walking. I'm getting it in. You know, when you sit there and go out and do yard work. I mean, one day I checked it. I walked about 9 miles one day doing all this work in the yard. So if anybody says you're not exercising when you're working in your garden and you're cleaning up your yard or whatever, tell them they're full of crap. You don't know what the heck they're talking about. Get you a Fitbit, or even get if you don't want to buy that $300 Fitbit, get an app. It's called Map My Walk, and turn it on, and it'll keep your phone with you. It'll tell you how far you did that whole freaking day just by walking around in your yard, walking back into the house. Forgot this, or walking back out, forgot that, and that's exercise too. Even when I go to the store, I don't park in the front. I intentionally park way to the back so that I'll walk even further. When you go shopping or went to the store, you do about 2 or 3 miles in the store, especially if you go to a freaking Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you go to a Walmart. Find and good morning, Wellness. You gotta figure out. You gotta figure out what other people call exercise, daily, whatever, get you around is still exercise. It's still exercise. But start small, start whatever. Something is. I remember one time my first wife, but she was morbidly obese. I would do just something. I'd park all the way in the back and then start walking. She would get in the driver's seat, parking all the way in the front because she didn't want to walk that far. And still, to this day, still morbidly obese. You got to make that choice. You got to make that choice to want to live a better life. You got to make that choice to want to be more healthier for yourself, to not be out of breath. Like I did some walking video, but I was out of freaking breath. That's why I changed the sound of it. I changed the sound of the video because I was out of breath because it's a farm, but it's actually with walking past and all that. But it's a lot of hills, and I worked hard and I was proud of myself. I'm like, nah, no, let's go here. Let's go here and let's get it done. I'm I'm starting to take up the mantle of my YouTube name. Can't stop walking. So I got to get this back. I got to get this in because what I'm going to do once I hit the 220 mark, I'm going to start figuring out. I'm not going no lower than 220, but I'm going to get to 220, and then I'm going to start Ever since the operation, my stomach's been very weak. So I'm gonna start working on my core, like do core exercises. I'm gonna start working on squats. I'm gonna start working on, uh, my arms. My tattoo looks like it used to. I got a tattoo of Wolverine. Marvel Comics presents #7. When I got big, he looked like Wolverine, like he was pregnant. Now he looks like he's supposed to. He looks like he's supposed to. So I know I have moved to the right. I'm moving to the right thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going on more cruises. I want to be able to walk without being in pain. I don't say nothing, but my feet are hurting. Yeah, get some arch support. But if I lose the weight and I stretch and do something, my feet won't hurt as much. You see what I'm saying? And then once I start getting that, I can think I can finally let go and start getting rid of some of these clothes that I don't want to go back in, get back into. I was, with wearing 44, 44, and I was actually moving to a higher pant size than a 44. And after 44, it's hard to find. You see what I'm saying? After 44, it's hard to find. I had pants I couldn't fit until now, and I put them on. Wait a minute. I remember this used to not fit because my head was so fat. The fat in my forehead was cutting off the blood circulation. Do you see what I'm saying? And and here's the thing. I have to I have to learn how to reprogram myself to live. I have to learn how to just accept the reprogram. My internal hard drive is being reformatted. I need to accept it. Man, I'll probably be I'll probably be in tears when I take that container full of big boy clothes to Goodwill. Let's see if there's a homeless shelter or whatever. I don't know if you got any big boy homeless shelter. A homeless shelter to see if someone would need the donations or something like that. Because they said that sometimes you could go into a nursing home. I can look up a nursing home and see if they would take the donation of the clothes. You know what I mean? Take the donation of the clothes and someone can use it. A lot of times, I was reading an article. These poor people are, they left in the nursing homes with no clothes. You know what I mean? Hey, good morning, Fisher David. With no clothes. And again, guys, I'm not perfect. I know I'm going to screw up and go back, but if I can get down to 220 and move from 220 to 230 and go up and down in that 10-pound range, shuffle around the 220 to 230, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You see what I'm saying? I've got no problem with that. But I want to get down to a wait. Here's my thing. Me and my wife go walking, but I want to be able to take and run, not run, but jog. These walking paths and the stuff we do is like 3.5 miles. That's a 5K. I want to be able to run that one day to jog it. I'm ex-military. We had to actually. I gotta find that picture. I'm gonna start looking through my stuff. I'm gonna, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna show you this guy. Show this picture of me running, running with this look of dread, like the world was coming to an end. You could see it in my face. I was chasing this Filipino petty officer because they said if you don't pass this 5K in under, I think it was like 13 minutes or something like that, you will be stuck here for 3 more weeks. And I was like HE double sticks. Because everybody tells you they made it through boot camp. I cried like a little bitch through all the boot camp. And Navy is one of the easiest boot camps. I cried like a little girl through the whole thing. And I swore I'm not staying here. I asked who's running pace. Petty Officer so and so. I chased him like he stole my mama's last biscuit. I chased him like it was no freaking tomorrow. And I want to be able to do that again. Not run like that. Because you see the picture, yo, crack up. But I want to be able to do. I remember when I started, when I first met them, I walked, I ran, I jogged about 1 mile, and boy, I was out of breath, almost fell out. But I want to be able to do that. I watch these other people at their path do it, and I want to trip them. You're like, you son of a biscuit eater. But I want to do that. I got hooked up there. It's called the Color Vibe. They go all over every state, and it's usually in the summer. Yeah, it's in the summer, and it's a big to do. You pay, you can have teams or whatever, and it's a 5K, but it's freaking hilarious, and you pummel each other with this biodegradable um, uh, colored dust, so it will wash off. It will wash it off. But you can buy packs of this and you pummel each other, and they have different stations where you run through, and there's volunteer that pummel you with this mess. And if you look on, I think it's on my thumbnail. That left picture is me standing there at a color vibe. I went to two. I want to go to another one. I think we missed it this year. Um, but I want to go to another one because it's getting out and exercising. It's getting out and having fun. I'm gonna be posting it. See if there's anybody in the Atlanta area that want to come because they usually do it at Stone Mountain. It's somewhere in Stone Mountain. It's 3 mile. It's 5K. You can walk, run, or whatever, and you get like little papers that you put on your shirt like you're in a real marathon, and it's so much freaking fun. And you walk around with a bandana over your mouth so you can breathe, and you have so much fun doing it. And they have it's like a workout session um, before, and then and but when you make it to the end, it's I mean you're pummeled. You're all different kinds of. They give you seat covers, plastic seat covers, so you don't destroy the inside of your car. So you get home with all this colored dust on you. And that was the beginning of this walk. That was the beginning of this. Like I said, I'm not a super exercising person, but if it's going to have fun and give me something to do, I'm with it. And I just remember we did that. I want to do it again, and I want to have fun and start doing more things that incorporate having fun in my life. And if I can be in shape and not be out of breath and have to sit down every 5 minutes, what is that? It's gonna make it better. Because when I finally take that bin of clothes that I wore when I was 300 plus, when I finally take that bin and donate it, I can lay that part of me to rest. And right now, I'm scared that part of me wants to come back. I don't want it back. And I'm pushing forward towards not letting that part of me come back. Well, you got to be ever vigilant. You got to be ever vigilant. You got to be ever prepared for what's going to be next. Because when you're not vigilant, next thing you know, you back up there. I mean, I remember I got almost, I cried when I checked my weight. I got almost back up to 280 at one point. But right now, I'm in the 230s. All I got is, I got 30, oh, wait a minute, 230, 230, I was 233. I got 13 more pounds. And again, in the beginning of this conversation, my wife was upset with me. I can't have you, you're starving yourself. No, I'm not. Far from it. Far from it. But I think she thinks that I'm going somewhere. No, baby. She saved me. Let me know there was something else out here. There's something else out here, like exercising and having fun and doing other things. Yeah, I still drink, and maybe one day I might not. But I'm looking towards doing something to better myself. Uh, Boy, I don't know if I could have had a YouTube channel 10 years ago. I was an emotional wreck. I am emotional now, but it's not as much as a wreck earlier. You know what I mean? I'm not that bad. And that's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. But we're going to figure out. We're going to figure out what do I need to do to let that bin go. And now I'm thinking about it. That bin is still sitting in my attic, like it's calling out to me. You know you want to go back the other way, fat boy. You know you want to go back the other way, blubber. You know you want to go back the other way. But no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good it's not even funny. All righty, all right. But that's just something I wanted to get out there that we all have fears. But when you let that fear take over, it's not a good fear no more. But right now, I see it for what it is. It's time. It's time to work on letting that fear go. Either I'm gonna donate the clothes, or I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn those clothes in effigy. you know, Either I'm gonna donate them clothes or burn them in effigy. I'm using big words. I don't know what they mean. I'm gonna either donate the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, righty, guys. I done burnt myself out, and I'm not gonna subject you guys to any more. bologna this morning. Coming up next at 7 o'clock, Wellness with Fuku Mama. Get your workout on and positive reinforcement. You know what I'm saying? Um, this is something that we really need nowadays because, hold on 1 second. A lot of us don't realize there's something behind the veil that you don't know about everybody that's going on social media. A lot of folks are hurting and they're putting on this fake facade. They're putting on this fakeness. I'm going to tell you what I'm going through. I'm going to explain what I've been through. I'm going to tell you my fears and my wants and my needs in my compulsiveness by buying dead sod. I'm going to tell you because I'm showing you that I'm a real person. I'm showing you that I have faults. I'm showing you that I can laugh. I seen a squirrel. I seen a squirrel, run past me, and I thought of Mike. Mike's chaotic guy. I said, "Hey, wait, but this Mike's buddy." But I ain't going at this squirrel. He might have rabies and bite my head, my AZZ. You know what I'm saying? That's what's slowly growing this channel, and I'm very happy about it. And I thank you guys for being a part of my life. I thank you all for being a part of my life. I thank you for helping me through some of the bad times and enjoying some of the good times. Because this is what it's all about to me. If I ever get monetized, hey, I'm good with it. But if I don't, I'm just gonna keep on going and having fun in the process. Um, and I just thank you for coming in and listening. I thank you for watching. I thank you for being a part of the foolishness that we do here. And as always, if you don't think nobody loves you, know that I love you and God loves you too. Y'all have a blessed day. I am going to continue to um, pick up this load, and thanks for all my monitors and keeping an eye out for things while I'm driving. And if I didn't say hello to you, hello everybody. Oh yeah, squirrel. Yeah, that's a lie. And y'all have a blessed day. Deuces.